Hey guys, Zyfer here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pretty cool dubstep growl in FL Studio using Citrus. And this is what it's going to sound like. Yup, so basically it's pretty easy. You guys should be able to get it done within a couple minutes. I'm actually not 100% sure. I remember how I made it, so I'm just going to go over what I did. Basically, in operator 1, it's just a sine wave, and mod is controlled by mod X, all the way down, all the way up over here. And same with volume. And operator 2 is the same thing. Well, mod X is not controlled, but volume is controlled by mod X. And in oscillator, there's a few harmonics going on. Harmonic 32 is at magnitude 48%. 51 and 52 are at 7%. And 54 is at 42%. And 55 is at 47%. And there's this little area here that's about 15 to 18%. Pretty much roughly get those right and you're going to be fine. And operator 3, again, just a sine wave. Oh, and so is operator 2. And mod is itself. Volume is controlled by mod X. Operator 4, same. Mod X is not in mod, but volume is controlled by mod X. And in operator 5, mod is controlled by mod X, but volume is as well. Alright, so now in the matrix, 2 into 1 or 1 into 2, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure how that works, is at 100%. Oh, it's 2 to 1, it says it right there in the corner. Okay. And 3 is operator 3 to 1 is at like, what is that? It's like 30%. And operator 4 into 3 is at 20%. FX is at 38%. Operator 1 to out is 53%. Operator 2 to 5 is negative 100%. And operator 5 to out is 80%. And there's no ring modulation. So that's pretty much just the bare sound. And I'm going to take off a couple of the effects real quick. I've got a few of them on here. So this is what just the bare sound sounds like. So it's not bad. I mean, it's usable. It sounds kind of muddy though, and a little unclear and a bit too quiet. So what I did is I EQ'd it and I did a high pass. But you don't want to cut it that high because there's really a lot of sound going on. You just got to be careful with your bass line. And there's a little bit of a boost at 100 to 200. There's a big cut at 500 since that area is pretty much just mud. And 2 to 5K, there's a boost of 2 decibels. And I did a low pass just because there's really nothing going on there and it gives me more headroom. The 2 to 5K is probably the most important part since that's really where you get that growly noise. I'll do a before and after real quick. So yeah, that's the difference. I mean, this is mostly preferences right now, but that is how I like to get that growl sound. And I also use a sausage fattener, Data Lie sausage fattener. I'm not sure what I think about this plugin. I mean, I like it, but I don't know. Anyway, so for the fatness is like 0.055%, and the color is around 77%. And I have it just mixed a little bit. The mix is at like 16%. And then ignore this Camel Crusher. That's just what I messed up on, so I made a new one. The reverb is only for stereoization. I just spread it on the stereo field a bit better with this, which you can do in Citrus right here. You can make it on the oscillator on and on 2, and the volume and pan at 100, everything else at 0. That does spread it in the stereo field a bit, or you can do this. I did both, whatever. And Camel Crusher, which is a free plugin. I'll leave a link on how to get it. I'm a big fan of it. It's really just a distorter, but it's a pretty good sounding one, and it's free, so why not? The tube is at 100%. The dist mag, I don't know what that stands for, whatever, is at like 5%. Compressors on, filters on, cut off 100%. And you can just copy. What else? Fat mode is off. And that is only mixed at like 20%. So with all that on, this is what it sounds like before and after all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, at this point, it's all preferences. You may not like the Camel Crusher's reverb, or not reverb, sorry. The Camel Crusher's distortion sound. I do like it. It sounds kind of unnatural, but it makes it pop through a mix really, really well. And it gives it a really brutal sound. So I am a fan of it. But if you're not, I mean, it's pretty much all preference here. This is an important part, though. If you'll notice, I don't have any sharp edges on the front and only a couple on the back. This sound does not work good for sharp edges, which I just missed an important thing. You modulate it by X. That's how you control the growl. It sounds like absolute trash unless you modulate it with X. And you're going to want to have it around the first octave. I have it on C1. So it has to be really low notes. Those are two very important things. Modulate it with X, just create an automation clip. And I've got the automation clip right here. And so this is obviously the natural sound. This is what it is. And this is how it sounds with sharp edges. So I absolutely hate how that sounds. So I have all the edges curved off like this. And it gives it more of like a talking, growly sound anyway. Yep, sounds like it's talking more. So that's pretty much it. That's really all I got on that sound. You're probably going to hear it a lot in the EP I'm about to release, Energy. Yeah, pretty simple sound off the bat in Citrus anyway, and just whatever you want to do in post. Well, thanks for watching, guys.